everybody, this is David for Big Bits, and in this video we're going to take a look at some of the changes that TradingView has made since the last video we've done about their updates. And I gotta say, most of these are about some drawing tool updates, and I don't really use the drawing tools a whole lot, but some of you might find this pretty relevant for yourselves. And they do have one new feature that's actually really cool that I just got to look at today a little bit more in depth, and that is the Quandl data, and we'll get over to that in just a moment. But for now, I want to get started, and I've got some stuff already on the chart because we're going to show you what that stuff's about in just a moment. But let's go ahead and get to looking at some of the changes. Now, the first one is that there are some changes to the drawing tools. This is their first one that they came out with on April 16th since the last video. And on this one, they are allowing you to now draw some text on your vertical lines. Now there's also some other options with it, and I'll show you actually on the chart in just a moment, but they've also moved it into its own tab as well. So I'll go ahead and show you what this is like. We'll select our vertical line I've already added, and then we can open up the settings for this vertical line, and you'll see it has its own tab, and we can add text. I've already added hello. We'll just type in Bitcoin this time, and we can change our text to a nice orange to show that it is for Bitcoin. We can make it bold. Of course, you can change where the text is aligned, top of the line, bottom, or middle, and I'm going to leave it in the middle. You can set it to the left or the right of the line, or also centered on top of the line. And also your orientation can be horizontal, or you can also have it vertical if you wanted to do that as well. So that is pretty much it for that, and of course you'll notice that it's in its own tab. Now, the other thing that they really did with drawing tools that's actually pretty interesting is the shortcuts for it. There's actually keyboard shortcuts for it, and I'm actually going to show you two of these. Now this one was on April 27th. This is actually a little bit more recent, and all you have to do is just hit these keyboard combinations, and you can use these tools on your chart without actually having to go to the menu and select them. So let's do a trend line and the fib retracement. That's the Alt-T and Alt-F keyboard shortcuts. So I'm on the chart now. I'm going to hit Alt-T, and you can see it brought up the drawing tool for the trend line, and I was able to draw a trend line just like that. I'm going to hit delete because I don't want it on the chart anymore. I'm going to hit Alt-F, and now it brought up some drawing tools. Now this is for the Fibonacci retracement, and there we go. It's added the Fibonacci retracement to the chart. So it's actually pretty cool that you can actually use these keyboard shortcuts. It makes things pretty friendly. And if you're curious about any of these and what they are, you can always check out their post here, and there's probably somewhere in their references that you can actually get a full list of the keyboard shortcuts. Now, I actually forgot that there's actually one more change that I wanted to cover before we get into the Quandl data, and that is the line thickness. This is a pretty simple change, but now you can select and change the line thickness of multiple drawing tools at once. So we have a rectangle over here, and then we also have a vertical line, and you can see there are some shared drawing tools amongst these, and amongst those is the line width tools, and you can change the line width of multiple drawings at once now. So that's just a small change that makes things a little bit easier. But one of the big changes that I wanted to focus on were these Quandl scripts, and I've not actually gotten one written to show you because they actually show you in the actual post itself. Now, this one is about using the Quandl data, and this is on April 24th, so it's about a week ago now. And you can use this new function, Quandl, and you can pass in certain information using their specific indexed code on Quandl, and I'll explain what Quandl is in just a moment, and it'll give you data such as the effective federal funds rate from the Federal Reserve economic data. So you now have access to a bunch of really interesting information from Quandl by using this particular function and following some of their guidelines here. Now you can also look at the PineScript reference manual. There's not really a whole lot going on in here, but what's really helpful is actually going to their, I believe it was their help center, and once you click on that, it'll bring up this particular page, and I know it's kind of hard to see everything at the bottom, but essentially Quandl is a website, quandl.com. You go there, it's got tons of different information about these securities that they have, and you need to, according to this, create an account there. I've never actually done this, so I might actually end up doing this soon. And you can go through and you can find an index parameter which you're going to need to be able to do these particular functions with, so that you can find out what information you need. So that's pretty much it for this particular video. We've covered all of the changes since the last video. Hopefully some of these are actually useful. I think particularly the Quandl data will be useful. I might dig into that and see if there's anything particularly blockchain or crypto related that I'd like to look into. It did mention that there was blockchain related data in there, so maybe the indicator that I created for the circulating supply of Bitcoin, maybe that data is already available there and I just kind of forget about that indicator. But if you're ever curious about where this information is and how you can find their updates, of course, click on their menu and it will show up under the What's New section. You'll get a little badge here. I believe it's a red badge with white text. It'll tell you how many updates there have been since they have, since you've last seen the updates. Now, of course, if you want to check out TradingView and you want to learn about Pine and stuff, I have a video series all about that here on the channel. If you haven't already, check that out. And of course, if you like this video, please like the video, but also please subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of videos about TradingView and PineScript and creating our indicators, and we're always creating new ones. So that is it for all of that stuff. And of course, please check out the information in the description of the video, and I would appreciate all of that. But other than that, thank you and